utamkhulu mna bendimbiza tamkhulu. Utamkhulu ndingathi utamkhulu man and ebe-friendly and ebengumntu nice and apha endlini naxa sihleliyo besisonwaba and ethi make sure bana siva kamnandi and ndingatsho mna ndine-experience eninzi ndihleli kakhulu notamkhulu and besinamaxesha utamkhulu xa ndidlula ngendlela athi kum, zukulwana kutheni ungangeni nje? Ndike mna kama tamkhulu ndizawuphinda ndibuye but ndifumanisa into yobana ndijike mna ndisendleleni qoba man mandijike mna tamkhulu wam at least hayi ke ndibuyele endlini and abe like bana mazozo kutheni mzukulwana wam ungangeni nje and I'll be like hayi man tamkhulu bikhona nje indawo bendinqwenele kuyo. But utamkhulu bengumntu ojokayo ohlekisayo nantsini yakhe ke yho hayi ke we laugh all of us noba uthetha ntoni noba ilizwe liyi-one asihleke sonke but bekumnandi uhlala notamkhulu and utamkhulu ndizamkhumbula especially xa ndisiza apha engolwane bendisithi make sure utamkhulu ndiyambona xa hlele elangeni ndithi tamkhulu abe mzokulwana wam and it was a great joy into yokubana every time nobuhleli nabani na utamkhulu introduce me athi bana yabona lo ngumzukulwana wam mntwana omkhulu yindodana enkulu yam and it makes me so proud into yokubana ndibe notamkhulu ofana naye. Ndizamkhumbula utamkhulu kakhulu. Utamkhulu wangamphefumlo wakho ungalala ngoxolo. I will miss you dearly.
Tamkhulu, we called him anything at home. Simbiza Tamkhulu, Simbiza Timer, Madala, a lot of things. My favorite thing about him was his joy, how he brought life into the room, even through his faults like the disabilities. He was always neutral in a situation. And always knew how to speak his mind. In terms of Kumulangaye, I would remember how he wouldn't give up when he knew his weaknesses. My favorite moments with him, one time when we were say shop right, he drove all the way there, but ufika omnye security wanjong le way ahambayo wambuza nge license driver's license wathi bana ayikho uthi njani uqhube ngomntana uthi umzukulwana wami lo. I love how he's always direct with someone. Insini yakhe his laughter always brought life into the room. No, but even if there were other people that were laughing, he would always shut you down with a stronger laugh.
Hi, my name is Vitalie Jonas.
My name is Lisolozi Jonas. I am Tamkhulu's grandson.
I am Tamkhulu's granddaughter.
Tamkhulu was a good man.
He was very funny, had jokes,
and he was a very caring grandfather.
He always supported us to
do better in our schoolwork. He always encouraged us
to get level 7s.
What did you call him?
I called him Tamkhulu.
I also called him Tamkhulu. He was like a second father to me. I've learned respect, humbleness from him.
And what did he call you?
He called me Maritana. So
you very moments with him?
Like there was this one time we were watching a movie and then he called me to just take a bar of soap right next to him. It was the funniest thing ever.
We are going to miss our grandfather. Tamkhulu,
we love you.
He loved us.
Yeah, he loved us actually.
Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Kanya. I'm Tamkhulu's grandson.
And I'm Maxine Smith, and I'm his granddaughter.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about our grandfather, still feels unreal that he's gone. But yeah, I called him Tamkulu, Joe, Tam Tam. That's how cheap.
Yes, I called him Tam Tam. At first, I used to call him Opa, but somehow I changed the name. It just happened that I called him Tam Tam, which I find short for Tamfi.
So yeah, and then the very thing about Mula is that is his laughter.
And he had a really wide laughter. Loud and wide.
You carry moves the front, it's so mean. And when we come back, like when we come and visit him, the first thing he does is like smiling. He goes, Jane.
And he was really welcoming, and I really looked forward to seeing him every time I came here. And yeah, I'll really miss him very much.
How was he at home?
He was an amazing granddad, honestly. He was kind, loving, everything, any way that you can describe a perfect grandfather. That's what he was to us.
He cooked for Makolo.
Yeah.
He would sweep.
He would even do chores, not when we're around, but when we get here, we'd see, but he did do something. He tried to do something at least. Yeah. Then our favorite moments with him, you start.
My favorite moment with him is like the emotional part where everybody got the opportunity to bath him. That was when he was sick. He was very cute and wonderful and precious.
It's good to take care of him, right? You had the opportunity to take care of him.
Good.
Yeah. My favorite moment with him was when we went to Kimberley. Remember the trip to Kimberley?
Yo, what about that?
When we went to Kimberley, we were the four of us, including my dad and Tamkulu. It was in 2017, December. Yeah, it was very nice going there with him, going home with him. And then when we got there, he was so excited to like introduce us to his house since we haven't been there before. So he was like showing us around. So Maxine, this is the house that I bought for my family and all that. And it was just a great experience to be with him. And another memory of him that I'd miss is when I used to come here, the day before, I would call him and say, Tamkulu, I'm coming over. So he must just know that I'm coming over, you know. And then he'll be like, no, shouldn't I come fetch you instead? Don't you want to come today? And I'm like, no, I'll come tomorrow. You know, things like that I'd really miss about him, honestly. I'll miss those moments.
Rest in peace, Tamkulu.
Rest in peace. We love you.
Okay, so I called Utamkulu either Tamkulu or Oba. And what I loved about him is the love that he had for his family and his friends. I loved that he was understanding, he was easy to talk to, and he never really judged a person. I'll remember Utamkulu for his sense of humor. I remember for always making us laugh, and we never parted ways without laughing. I love that he was a hard worker, because even though he walked with crutches, he always took care of his garden outside every day. And the moments that I have with him that I'll never forget is how he always took me to the nail salon, or he took me to go do my hair without complaining or anything. He was like my personal driver. And may his soul rest in perfect peace.
About granddad. As much as I didn't spend time with him, but whenever that I come around to see him, he would be so loving with so much warmth. Yeah, we will dearly miss him, that's what I know. And I remember this day when I came to visit him, because we don't visit often, and he said to my big sister Mazazo, go and take that photo album, that family album. And then he started showing us our cousins that we don't know. And he said that, I'm showing this to you because you don't usually come here often, and I don't want you dating your cousins. And we laughed about it. So, granddad, we will miss you, and may you rest in perfect harmony. We love you. Thank you.
Opa was a great grandfather I never have. I used to call Opa. He used to call me suffers. And we had a great time together. I thank God for him. And he gave us love. He gave me love, support. We used to sit together, play, like watch soccer together, laugh together, and we used to laugh at Makulu's. And I used to go with Opa to do my nails, my face, my hair. Opa was the best grandfather. Her favorite thing is to laugh, make jokes, and yeah, that's my grandfather. And yeah, it's so sad because I'm not gonna see you again, but I know that you'll always be with me, and I always love you. I know you love me too, and just rest in peace, Damkulu.
He was a great person and loving, and he used to come by my house and ask for us, and he used to give us money whenever he comes around and said, "Oh, my grandchildren." Utamkolu is an awesome person who likes to joke. I would like to say about him, he was a person who was a lot of advice for us. Uyathanda usihlekisa ngamaxesha onke, and every time we could hear abantwana bonyana wam. So he was such an amazing character that any person could want for a grandfather. So I don't have much, but I will just stop there because I will say I love him and I will always miss him.
I just want to start off by saying that my grandpa's been a part of my life since I was born, so moving forward is going to be, I'm getting so emotional. It's going to be probably one of the hardest things I'm going to have to do in my life. I used to call him Tamkulu because I grew up with everyone calling him that, and that means grandfather in isiXhosa. I think his laughter, it was very infectious, it was loud, and sometimes I didn't even know what he was laughing at, and I didn't even understand his jokes sometimes, but just his laughter just wanted to make me laugh as well. So I think that was my favorite thing about him. It was one of the things I looked forward to when I was coming home, because after matric I moved away to university to Stellenbosch, so when I wanted to come home, he was always the one that I looked forward to coming home. So now it's a bit weird being here without him. No one is laughing, no one's telling jokes, so it's a bit weird. He used to call me a lot of things, but he used to mostly call me my girl, my favorite girl, my baby girl. And that was like a bit embarrassing because he's got so many other granddaughters, so I always used to be like, what about the others? He was like my friend because we spoke about a lot, especially like growing up into my womanhood. He used to like give me advice a lot, which is something that most grandfathers don't do when I look at my peers. So I think I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to miss that the most. I remember telling him I have a boyfriend. I was very nervous about that, and he giggled like a girlfriend who wanted to hear more, and he was like, "Yo, yayazi umakhulu wakho na esuka kulaa lali yakhe." So I was like, yes, I do know. And we're walking down the passage as I was going to introduce him to my boyfriend, so that was like really funny for me. I think my favorite moments would be waking up, making him tea as he was sitting in the veranda just outside. Sometimes it used to be annoying because I didn't really feel like making the tea, but I think I'm going to miss that now. There was so much I wanted to do for him. I'm in my second year of my PhD now, and he always used to call me Dr. Jonas, and I always used to tell him I'm not finished with the degree yet. And now I feel like I have to, just for him,
and maybe now I think he's going to live through me. Maybe that's just how I have to see it.
My grandfather called me Bere. Generally, that's what everyone called me in the family.
My grandfather called me baby. That's what everyone calls me in the family. But there were 3 B's in the family: baby, Bere, and Bobby. Bobby was our dog. Every time we'd misbehave, he'd just call all the 3 of us together. Baby, Bobby, Bere, Zanapa Makotin. Well, favorite thing is that he was a happy person. He was just happy. Every time he just saw us, he was happy. Didn't mind what we did wrong or anything, he was just happy that we were there. That was my favorite thing about him.
He was a very live person at home. One of the things that we all looked forward to when visiting him, because no matter what you're going through, when you're visiting, you know that you're going to be a good vibe. He's going to make you do.
Yo, his laughter. I can't even imitate it.
Wait,
It was just unique.
He closed his eyes when laughing, so...
And it's like a kind of a scream, like...
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss his laughter, eh?
Seeing that he was a very sporty person, he was into sports a lot, and he actually introduced me to the love for cricket. So when visiting him, and it was test series in South Africa was playing in another team, he actually sit me down and teach me all about, look, this is Herschel Gibbs Godini. Herschel Gibbs Godini, I'm to 6 no. Yeah, that's one of the things that he instilled in me, and I've grown to love cricket ever since. It's the one thing that I always remember him.
Well, speaking that he was a sports person, he introduced me to rugby. He also tried the cricket thing, but he saw that I loved rugby too much. And he was also a tennis person, but both of us never loved tennis.
Tennis. There was one video call that we shared, the 3 of us. He actually video called me we were talking about our own personal stuff, but then Tamkulu joined us. And then that time I had recently impregnated a girl. So he found out, and I was like, hey,
Divina Martin! Susanina! Ubendo! We will miss our grandfather. He's like the coolest person, or coolest grandfather I ever had.
to the extent that we never used to call him Joe anymore because everyone called him Joe. So we decided to give him a nice unique name because it was cooler. So we called him the Jou Man. Just to make him feel
Jou Man.
But yeah, we'll just miss everything about him generally and how it makes us feel when we're visiting him. He's the one person that could actually collect us in one place and entertain everybody at the same time simultaneously. So those are the things that we're gonna miss about Tamkulu. Rest in peace.
May you so rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Tennis.
And you play tennis also.
I used to.
Yeah, yabona uThemos nina
Njengoba
nithanda
ukhulu
tennis.
sephuma.
Manze. Hey uma
That's